Everything is set. All right, let's launch ourselves into the January Masterclass. The second Friday in January came up very quickly. So way to go registering and getting yourselves here into the Masterclass with the Inspired Results Group team. So I'm just going to settle in here. I'm going to invite you to mute just to check if your audio is on. Even Nicole, I'm going to get you to mute. Thank you. And let's just settle in. And I'm going to invite you to settle in and just connect, like how Nicole always says, feet on the ground. Let's just literally connect with the land that is supporting us right now. And what is so inspiring is how many territories and Indigenous communities are actually, in this space because of where we're situated. So I am very grateful to live, work, and learn on the unceded Coast Salish territory of the Algonquin and Wasanic nations, and have definitely been doing a lot of reflecting about what it means to be a settler here on these lands. And so I just invite you to just take a pause, feel some gratitude from where you're coming from, and get curious about what that First Nations territory is. So here we are. I'm going to just set a few expectations so that you know kind of what to expect in our time together here in the Learning Lab. For those of you I haven't had the opportunity to meet yet, I forgot last time to actually introduce myself. So I'm Diane Lloyd. I'm the CEO and founder of Inspired Results Group, and I'm just so excited about where we're going to go today in the Learning Lab. So here's my invitation. You signed up, you logged in, you're here for an hour. So let that be about you for a change. Do what you need to do to shut out the rest of the world. That's part of designing the year you want to have. So do what you need to do to be present. Stay muted, cameras on if you can. We love to scroll through. That really helps me. It's been a big adjustment facilitating online and not feeling your energy. So I like to see your faces. And if you so I invite you to turn your camera on. If that's not working for you for whatever reason, then feel free to turn your camera off. We will record the session, as I said, so I just love to be transparent about that and let you know. Top right corner in the view box, if you want to add speaker mode to your view, that allows you to see who's ever talking. There'll be myself and Nicole sharing the space here. So that's just a tip in terms of how you view. We'd love to have you just sharing insights, questions in the chat. We will monitor the chat, try and grab any questions that you have. And we'll create some space for some check-ins if you'd like to come on and ask a question. So know that we will do that. We will also be, kind of sharing with you for the first half of the Learning Lab, the Masterclass, and then we are going to invite you to have conversations with one another. That's one of the gifts I've learned about what we've created at Inspired Results Group is this incredible community of learners. And so we want to give you the chance to meet one another and connect. So this is the Learning Lab. One of my sort of late in 2020 ideas was to launch this Learning Lab because I really wanted to create a space for us to learn and grow and experiment and engage with you. And so that's what we're going to do together today. We're going to learn, grow, experiment, and engage. And I wanted to take a moment in this particular masterclass just to give you a visual of my amazing team. We are the Inspired Results Group team. This is me, Diane Lloyd, the founder, Kayla Pilecki. So Kayla has been producing the first Inspired Results Group baby. And I'll let her tell you about that. Kayla, do you want to just come on and say hello? And I'd love for you to share with everybody your theme for 2021.
Okay, hi everyone, I'm Kayla. Yes, I had the first Inspired Results Group baby in September. And I am back on the first IRG call this year. So I'm so excited to be here. My name, oh dear, see, I don't get any sleep. My word for this year is limitless. So I am designing my career, my coaching practice, and my own learning to be limitless. And why I use that word is because there are so many opportunities to say that we do have limits. So I'm shifting my perspective to anything is possible. What would I do if I could make what I want to happen happen? So that's why my word is limitless.
Love it. Thank you for sharing that. You are one of the most limitless people I know. You're not limited at all. And Nicole McClellan, Nicole, you're back. You got kicked out of the meeting. That's stressful. So I'm glad you're back. And we're going to hear lots from Nicole shortly. So this is the coaching team, and then the glue behind the team is Nicole Sampson. And Nicole's not with us today. She is just keeping it all together at Inspired Results Group. So I'm so grateful for her. And Kayla and Nicole, I just wanted to, this might make me a little bit emotional actually, because I was thinking about this morning as I was getting ready. I think one of the reasons that I invited Nicole and Kayla to join the Inspired Results Group team is because I have never witnessed as much design and courage and intentionality to create the life and career that they want as these two women do and continue to do. And they continue to, not even be aware of how much they inspire me and sort of challenge me to live that way as well. And so I'm so grateful that they are part of the coaching team, and our clients are loving working with them. So the way we're going to roll for the next 25 minutes is in this, I like to call it the fishbowl model. And some of you who are here that did the masters with me, we witnessed this. So fishbowl, the way we're going to roll with fishbowl is a bit, is to give you, we're going to get into the fishbowl and you're going to observe our stories. We're going to talk about what works for us in terms of designing our lives and our professional paths. And then I've got a little bit of structure to support you in your thinking. We wouldn't be great coaches if we didn't coach you in this space. And we're going to move you into just small groups of triads to start to have some conversations to get you thinking about how you're going to design your 2021. So Nicole, let me just check in. Are you back and ready to roll with your...
I hope so.
There you are. Great. Okay, I will control the controls. You just enjoy sharing your amazing story.
Okay. And Diane, you have it on speaker view for recording stuff?
I do. Thank you for checking. Yeah.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Nicole McClellan. If we've not yet met, I believe now that I'm seeing your faces that a lot of you look quite familiar, and that's nice to see some regular faces month after month as I participate in this with Diane. And I'm really excited about today's topic. Will you design or default your 2021? Because I am definitely somebody who believes that I'm always in choice, and I love to show people that that's possible as well. And the way that I like to support other individuals in believing that you're always in choice, that you can design what's coming ahead, is by thinking about what lies ahead. And typically there can be many outcomes, but for most people, we default to two. So you think about your year ahead and you can look at it in a way that is really exciting and ambitious and hopeful, something that really drives you day in and day out to get up and do the things that you want to do. And then there's another way to look at the year ahead or the day ahead or whatever it may be. And this is all just, programming within us. Some of us look ahead and we go to fear-based thinking. Are we going to be in lockdown for another year? I can't predict what's going to happen. Am I going to get out of my debt? Are my children going to be able to go back to school? There are practical things to quote unquote worry about. However, what I want to remind everyone is that neither of those realities have unfolded yet. So we don't know what's going to happen by the end of 2021. My preference is to be in the state of the reality that makes me feel good. So right here, right today, to be in this present moment, I want to feel good right here, right now. And my emotions are designed and follow through my thought process. And so if I sit here and start to worry about what's coming ahead, then the anatomy of my body is going to take on that emotion of worry. My shoulders may round, probably won't have a smile on my face. I might feel some worry in my belly, some knots. And then if I choose to decide I don't want to feel that way today, then how do I want to feel better? So I'm going to choose my better thinking thought. And so what feels better? I want to think about a future that makes me feel good. And it's not in an unrealistic way. We really only have this moment right now. So how do I want to choose to be right here, right now? So in thinking about that, a quote that I love is, how you live your day is how you live your life. And I share this with a lot of people because I think what it stems back to is when I used to teach high school and junior high, the beginning of the year, students would get really worked up about the syllabus for the year ahead. That, most students just like want to please their teachers, their parents, so on and so forth. And they just want to know that they're going to get to the next grade. That's the end goal for a lot of teenagers. Am I going to graduate? And what I wanted to remind them is, you don't want to get to June and look back on your school year, and just like we don't want to get to the end of 2021 and look back and think, wow, I was stressed a lot of the time. I took that so seriously. I didn't have any fun. So each day, how can we show up and commit to doing something that makes us feel good? So when we reflect back on our year, and reflection is a really great tool to decide, I lived every day as wholeheartedly, as full as I could. So as the year surpasses and we look at it as a whole, how I lived most of my days was how I lived my life. And so waking up every day and being in choice that I only have this day. That's all I'm guaranteed. And I only really have this moment. And so I can look ahead to the day today and decide it's gloomy, it's rainy out, our lockdown has been extended, there's turmoil happening all over the world. And I'm not ignorant to that whatsoever. Instead, I'm going to choose, I'll educate myself on how I can be a better person today and take my privilege into my hands and do something about it. And what's going to make me feel good today, so that after the year unfolds, I can look back and say, every day I woke up and I made a choice to try and live into joy. So with that, how do you live into joy each day? I'm really somebody that I love routine. I'm a creature of habit. I wasn't always this way. It only happened in my 30s. I don't know where it came from, but I woke up one day and decided I really like a routine. It makes me feel good. And I was in this incredible workshop for yoga teachers a few years back, and I learned this activity that I love to share with people that really resonates because it's you designing your life. So what I would love everybody to think about, and maybe you can pop it into the chat, is I would love for you, if you've got a pen and paper or notes on your phone or something, to create a list of 8 to 10 things. You want a pretty solid list to choose from that make you feel really good, that don't involve anybody else. So these things, I'm going to throw out some examples here. I would love for you to throw some in the chat so people can get inspired. But some of these things are, and you can call them self-care. Some people don't like that word. Or just things that bring you pleasure or joy that are just for you. So some examples could be sitting quietly in the morning drinking tea. I know, if you're a mom, that's like winning the lottery, an hour of time to yourself. It is journaling, reading, being in nature on your own, sitting in a hot bath. It could be sitting in meditation. Lighting a candle and just being in silence, exercising on your own, doing yoga. But I would love for you to drop in the chat some things that make you feel really good that only involve you. So I'm seeing here art, reading, meditation, exercise, walking the forest, puzzles, Yeah, lots of great stuff so far. Napping is an excellent one. Yeah, that can really rejuvenate your hormonal balance within your body. Good conversation, dog walks. Yes, hanging with my dog. I agree, Charlene. So these are really great lists. So what I would love for you to do, if it's, am I frozen?
You are, but we can hear you. Oh, I think Nicole got defaulted out of the meeting, ironically, so that's okay. Kayla, I'm going to make you a co-host. Is that okay? And then you can watch for Nicole and I will pick up the baton here. So I know where Nicole was going is to invite you to generate your list of 8 to 10 things, 8 to 10 things that bring you joy, contentment, pleasure, satisfaction, whatever it is. And start to cultivate that list for yourself, and so that you can design your day to incorporate some of those experiences rather than waiting. I don't know about you, but sometimes I would just wait for the space to do those things that bring me joy. And this is shifting that around to say, what brings me joy? What am I going to choose to do? And then I will start with that, and the rest of the day will flow.
I'm back. I don't.
Oh, there you are. Great.
Yeah. I'm connecting to my phone, so I'll just use the data from my phone because I don't know what's happening here at my house. So my apologies for that. I don't know where I got.
I did my best to pick up on your theme of creating a list and starting with that list rather than waiting till you have time at the end of the day, if ever, to do the things that bring you joy.
Yeah, and so what I just want to extend on from that is that this list actually becomes your list of non-negotiables. So you all wake up and brush your teeth, or so we hope. Like there's things that you do in your day that are just non-negotiable. They're on autopilot. Can you pull from this list at least one thing every single day to start your day and every single day to end your day? And so this way here, you're not doing something that feels monotonous. It's like, oh, I've got to get up and work out again. No, this is your list that makes you feel really good. You chose it. You decided these were things that fuel you up. And maybe you pull from the same thing in the morning and the same thing at night. So if waking up and having a hot cup of tea in silence made you feel really good to start your day, and that's how you want to end your day, great, do that. That's from your list and it makes you feel good. But really deciding that when you look back over the course of the year, you can say, you know what, I did something for me every single day that made me feel really good. And then that's what life is all about, because I think a lot of times people think that things have to be grand. So to live this really, incredible, amazing lifestyle that we've got to accomplish these grand, massive things. But really, it's like, what is a big accomplishment? At the end of the day, accomplishment is a feeling. And so if accomplished is how you want to feel, what can you do today to feel accomplished? Don't wait to get like the Nobel Peace Prize or to become the best-selling author or whatever it may be. Do something today so you can say, oh yeah, I know what it feels like to feel accomplished. And then tomorrow, same thing. So once you have your list, put it somewhere where you can see it. It will become, your list will become something that you memorize. And over time, obviously you switch it up. Maybe you invite your family to do the same things. So you ask your kids to create a list of 10 things they love that only involve themselves, or your partner, and really encourage everyone in your household, in your life, your community, to do something for them. Because, that saying, we can't pour from an empty cup. It's cliche and it's true. And so finding something that you really love to do so that when you reflect back, you feel really good about how you chose to live your day. That's all.
Thank you, Nicole. Thank you for that. Good job coming in and out of the meeting. Bravo. Okay, so I'm going to I really appreciate the focus on the daily. Like, design your day is going to design your life. And when you reflect back on the year, if you've paid attention to your daily practices, change will happen. I'm going to offer just to take this in a whole different direction. And this masterclass title really created a lot of reflection for me. I'm starting to realize, oh, I come up with these titles for the masterclass because it's something I need to revisit for myself. And what was interesting was to really acknowledge that for the last 10 years, I have been in design of my life and my professional path. And what shifted was when I got really clear about my identity and who I wanted to be in the world, both at a personal and professional level. And it's interesting. I think the coach identity actually takes me back to my life as a teenager. I was coaching synchronized swimming as a teenager. I think that really got into my DNA at an early age. And then I moved away from that and had, a great career on a whole different path. But I think that coming back to who I was meant to be was the shift in 2011 when I discovered coaching. I discovered coaching, leadership coaching, I guess, in 2009. But in 2011, I did I'm going to call it brave. I'm just going to own it. It was a brave thing to shift gears at 43 and decide that it was time to fully step into who I was meant to be in the world. And it was scary and terrifying, and it created um, a lot of fear, a lot of angst, and a lot of excitement because I could feel it. It was like, oh, I've rediscovered that my why, the who do I want to be. Be is the most important word in that sentence. Who do you want to be? And I want you to think about that for yourself in whatever context you want to explore that. Because I'm starting to realize that the design path that has led me to where I am now and the design I want to create in the future is all connected to my clarity around who I want to be in the world. Not about what I do, but who I want to be. And so that is the clarity around being a present and engaged coach, leader, partner, and parent. Present and engaged are the ways that I want to be in those roles that I play. There's lots of other roles I play, but those, that way of being in those roles was the clarity that sort of flipped the switch for me. Because to be honest, when I reflected on this masterclass, I thought, yeah, I was sort of in default until that age, until 43. I was doing a lot of things that other people wanted me to do. I was doing things because I was good at them, but not necessarily because they were aligned with who I wanted to be. So default is so common. I don't want you to judge yourself when you look at that. I want you to be compassionate around that and be empowered around that, because you can connect to this identity question and you can adopt some shifts, some changes. Maybe you stay exactly where you are in terms of all of your roles, but who do you want to be in those roles? Be is the key word here. So identity, kind of the high level suggestion, I'm going to call it that, for you to think about in your design of 2021. And then this theme of the year. So having a word or a phrase that will really kind of keep you connected to your identity. And it might be something you lean on for the year. And a few of us that were on this call early were talking about, that theme we picked for 2021 at the beginning, or at 2020, may not have arrived as easily or as obviously as you had hoped. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time unpacking this, but you'll get a kick out of this. My theme for last year was movement and ease. I wanted to be moving my body more. I wanted more ease in my life and in my business. And from the moment the clock even pre-COVID, from the moment 2020 arrived, there was no ease. There was, running for flights, leaving my laptop behind, losing data on my research project. Like January just came out of the gate harsh, and no movement, no ease, lots of sitting, lots of stress and struggle. And you kind of know how the rest of the year played out. So movement and ease, I had to get intentional about it. I had to, I wanted it to come easy. It didn't. I had to really look, reframe, get reconnected, get re-inspired in order for that theme to show up. So what's my theme for 2021? I've been asking myself that question for weeks, and it took a lot of reflecting, and a lot of different words came by. And here's where I've landed. What I want to stay connected to this year is that being. So I want to be more and do less. So I want to be more present. I want to be with my own thoughts more. I've spent, as many of you on this call have been on the learning journeys, I've spent a lot of time like filling my brain with information, and a lot of doing, learning, inputting. And I just want to be with all of that. And I want to be myself. And I just want to be calm and all of those things. So the be is going to show up in all kinds of ways. And less doing, like less kind of, attaching my self-worth to what I do, and more attaching my self-worth to who I be in the world. Just one example of how I want the be do to show up. So thinking about a theme, what theme do you want to lean on this year? What will inspire you? What will keep you connected? And finally, I'm not going to spend a lot of time here. Nicole did such a beautiful job of this. As you have a theme, as you get clear on your identity, what are the daily things you're going to integrate in order to live into that? And so right now, and this may shift for me, I'm very fluid in how these things roll. Right now in January, I'm practicing what I'm calling my 3 M's, which is meditation, movement, and what's going into my mouth. And right now there's no wine going into my mouth for a month, because that was a habit I needed to break and challenge myself. It was a habit that got created in 2020 that I know is not serving me to be the present and engaged human that I want to be. So that's just one example of how that's showing up. So this is the 3 levels: this identity, theme, and what are you doing on the daily to live into this? With Nicole's inspiration, what are you doing on a daily basis to connect to joy and contentment and fulfillment? I'm just going to take a break, stop talking at you for a moment. Before we move you into breakout rooms, I just want to check in and invite, if there's someone who would like to unmute and come in, you can raise your hand in the reactions or in the participants area. If you haven't upgraded Zoom, you'll find the hands up. I think with 57 people, a hands up might be our best way to roll with this. So I'd love to hear just from a couple of you, what's resonating, what's coming up for you. And you all know I can wait you out, so I'm just going to sit here and scroll through your faces. Charlotte, come on in.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Nice to see some familiar faces and a lot of new faces. I just had a comment that I wanted to share. Thank you so much for leading us through this. Nicole, I really liked creating that list, and I was actually surprised how quickly I was able to generate that list. When you said 8 to 10 things, I was thinking, oh boy, all by myself, what brings me joy? Just me. Because I was thinking of things I love doing with my partner and my family when I can see them. But I was surprised how easy it was to generate that list. And I'm already quite pleased with myself for that. So just wanted to share that thought. Thank you.
That's wonderful.
Thanks for sharing, Charlotte. Yeah, because I think a lot of the times we give so much to others, or we think I can't do something because I don't have that person or that thing around. And so really the idea is you don't need anything but yourself to find fulfillment within your day. Other people absolutely can bring us joy, but also tuning into ourselves. We all have our own like soul and spirit, and so honoring that each day as well.
Mary, come on in. Am I saying your name correctly? Is it Mary?
Hi, no, it's Nairi. It's not the
Nairi.
easiest name though, Diane. So I'll give you a free pass on that one.
Okay, I'll take the pass. I want to get it right. Come on in.
Yeah. So my name is Nairi Waddell. I don't think I've met any of you except for Diane. This is my first class with Inspired Results. I met Diane earlier this week in another session with CPHR. And just echoing off what Nicole was saying, I love the intentionality around that. Like the choice to check in and be like, where am I right now? Am I being responsive or reactive? And Diane, what you shared about being kind of on autopilot mode until, what did you say, 43?
43.
I mean, yeah, like I think that's really like how we are socially conditioned to live our lives. You know, we have these like outward markers of success, and you're always like chasing the next target and adding to the resume, and really feeling that maybe from an outside perspective, or perhaps on paper, that you're feeling really accomplished. And of course, that is true. Like both of these things can be true. That during COVID, for myself, like a lot of my accomplishments have been like, oh, I've established a home yoga practice with these little tea lights in my living room, and really small things that I think I would normally only share with my mom. But now with, like, I think just so many more people are being open and just a little bit more vulnerable in these kinds of workshops and settings and professional conversations, because we've all really recognized and sort of come home to the fact that connection, like with ourselves and with others, really is the most important thing. So Nicole, when you told us to make that list of all the things we like doing by ourselves, I was like, oh man, I have so many of those. I hang out with myself all the time. Then, I mean, it's true. Like the relationship that you have in life that's going to last the longest is the one you have with yourself. So yeah,
Beautiful.
Thank you for sharing. I'm really glad to be here.
Well, and thank you for that. And thank you for yeah, twice in 1 week. You're brave. So
I enjoyed meeting you last time. I thought I'd jump in on this one and see what it was all about.
I'm so glad you did. Thank you. Ryan, come on in. Welcome.
Hi there. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really glad to be here this morning. This is my first interaction in the Masterclass. I met with Diane just a couple days ago, and yeah, I kind of have the opposite reaction to the list of things that are just for me. It's kind of on the short side, and I'm gonna put in a bit of work to expand that and really own it. And I guess part of that kind of ties in with the theme that I started thinking about as I was listening, and that was honesty and being honest with myself about the things that I want and what I want to be about.
That's a powerful question to ask yourself, Ryan. That's amazing. I'm so glad you're here. Sue McCoy, you figured out the hands up. Way to go. Come on in.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay. And I'm glad that I can't see myself, because I haven't done anything with myself and whatever. I'm trying to help 3 kids homeschool at the same time. So anyways, my apologies if I was distracted. So Diane, of course, as always, and Nicole, love hearing what you guys are saying, and so much resonating. And I love the idea of a theme. I've been hearing a lot about creating a theme. I'm quite anti-resolution. I hate New Year's resolutions. It just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. So I've been thinking a lot about themes. And so here's my question to you. What happens when you choose a theme? Sorry, daughter's talking at the same time. What happens? Okay, this is so ironic.
It's
because my
all
theme
good.
is-
Yeah.
So my theme is focus, which obviously I can't do. But my question to you is, what happens when you choose a theme that you, because Diane, you said you struggled with your theme last year of ease and there was ease and
Movement.
I can't remember, and movement, right? So what happens when you choose a theme that I thought was great, but I've been struggling like the last week? It's not sitting well with me because I have such a difficult time focusing. Like in all aspects of my life, I take on so much. I'm kind of doing everything not so well, and so this is why I thought, oh, focus, that's it. But then I'm thinking, God, I'm not enjoying my theme, and so but I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe that's a good sign. Maybe that shows me that I really need to, like, it's something I really need to work on. Or do I abandon it if it's not sitting well and choose something else? And then I was thinking, do I choose something easier, like ease? I don't know. So I guess that's my question to you is.
Yeah, it's a great question.
I would love to chime in on this.
Okay.
Sue, I think abandon it and move to a theme that feels good. Because once again, it's about being in a feeling state that feels good. And you could choose a different theme every day and choose something that lands within your body that feels good. And just lastly, like for anyone who's looking for consistency, and if it's with consistency within your theme, consistency has to be backed by measurable data. So if your theme is focus and you have no proof that choosing focus is working for you or making you feel good, then it won't be consistent. So when you choose a theme that feels good and you look back over the week and think, oh, I lived into that theme each day and I feel good, you've got proof that it's actually making you feel good, you'll continue with that theme.
I'm going to
Yeah,
give Sue
good point.
Sue, can I add in another perspective too? Because this is like double coaching. This is like the benefit of Masterclass. Another way, because what you said really resonated for me last year, and you said the word struggle, and yes, movement and ease at times, it was a struggle because it wasn't showing up as easily as I wanted it to. So I was frustrated with that. And the reframe I'll offer is, if we choose a theme and it's something we want and we want to step into more, we want to lean on our theme as a point of inspiration or a check-in. It's like, oh yeah, focus. I'm looking for focus. What could I do right now that would help me create more focus? So I like to use the theme to kind of check in and keep me connected to it without judgment. And that was my practice last year, was, yeah, movement and ease was not coming easily. So I had to practice not judging myself because I wasn't moving my body as much as I wanted to. It's like, let go of judgment, access inspiration. And I think that's the reframe I'll offer you around focus.
And that's exactly it, Diana. I've been judging myself, and I've been every time I can't focus, simply highlights how bad I am at it and how inadequate I am. And I'm using all those words of bad, inadequate, and it's I'm not coming from a place of kindness, right? I'm coming from, God, I suck at this, and what the hell is wrong with me? Kind of dialogue, right? Which, both you and Nicole have said is not serving me well. So, yeah, I need to take everything you've said and then figure out, do I stick with it, focus, and change my frame of mind, or do I choose something completely different, which I need to think about.
And you're in charge of you. That's the good news. You can use this in any way that serves you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks, Sue. Great. Yeah, as Lisa says, and you're homeschooling 3 kids. Grace, self-compassion, another huge learning for us all. So here's where we're going to go, folks, because there I've created the breakout rooms. I'm super excited because I've scanned and I see how many amazing people are going to meet each other and talk to each other and dive on into these meaningful conversations. So we've got enough space, which I'm excited about. You're going to be together for 8 minutes in your, actually we'll give you 10 minutes together in your rooms. I want you to focus. I'm going to build on Sue's theme. In this framework of getting clear on your identity, choosing a theme for the year, or having a daily practice, I just want you to pick one of those to talk about with your group. You don't need to eat the whole elephant here in the masterclass around this, designing your year. We want to get you started. We want to get you talking. You know, here, and if you're new, you'll get to know at Inspired Results Group, this community, we're real, we're honest, and we honor confidentiality. So we're going to come into this space, we're going to be ourselves, and we're going to leave the stories we hear from others. We're going to leave the stories here, and we're going to take our inspiration and learning out of the masterclass. So I know you're going to have an amazing experience for the next 10 minutes. Bring it. Get the most out of it, and I will see you back here in the main room when you are done. Enjoy.
So Diane, Kayla and I were in a room with Madeline. So we left and we thought you'd move Madeline to another room.
Oh, were both of you in the same room? Shoot, where's Madeline?
I don't know. I don't see Kayla yet either, so they might still be in there. But they were going to come back so that you could send that Madeline to another.
Let me find her. I don't see her at all. I not see her. Madeline? Oh, Madeline. I know. God, that's so weird. I don't see her name anywhere. Maybe she left the meeting.
Do you see Kayla?
No.
Hmm.
No, I don't see either of them. Oh, unless I have to.
Oh, and do you want to pause the recording here?
Here we go. Oh yeah, let's pause the recording. Okay, I found them in room 17. Bring it on, Charlene. What have you got? What happened in the room?
Well, I really liked, our room was from all over Canada, so that was kind of fun. It wasn't people I had met before, and I'm usually like used to seeing just all the same people and these sorts of things. So it was really great to chat with other people from different areas. But some of us had done this before, some of us hadn't. And one of the things that was prompted by one of the people in our group for me was that this is now, I think it's my 5th year doing this, but I've done it since I met you, and I have all of my past themes on my fridge that I get to look at every day, and reflecting on the past themes and seeing how they impacted my year. And one of the things I realized was, rather than doing goals or setting up these metrics for me to measure my year upon, setting the intention allowed me to have so many more wins at the end of the year and so many more successes, and allowed the theme, or my, I guess, goal for the year, to be interwoven, but like through all areas of my personal and professional life, and to see that show up. And so that was kind of exciting. And I realized, I think I'm going back to 2 years ago. My theme was balance, and I don't think I did a very good job of it. And I think I may revisit that, or may choose a different word that may stick better. Last year, my word was embrace, which I feel like was perfect for 2020. And I really saw that show up in a lot of ways. And so this year, I'm hopeful that I can be really present with my word and see it show up. So.
Awesome. Without perfection, without judgment, with compassion and inspiration. That's what I'm really taking away from this conversation. Thanks, Charlene. Thank you. Shauna, come on in. Winnipeg.
Hi. Yeah, Winnipeg. Maybe I'm the only one, but that's okay.
You're not the only one. You're
I'm not. Oh, that's so good. Love you, Winnipeggers. I we had a great conversation. Our little group was we were all very similar people, so it was very cool to see and just how we all like to make lists and things like that. But what I really wanted to say, Diane, is I had a sort of an aha moment in our session, and that was realizing that these master classes, this is my second one, these alone are an opportunity for me to actually stop and breathe and take time for myself and get inspired. And so thank you to yourself and to the Nicole and the team just for creating these spaces, because you know, it really helps me have some reflection on how I'm doing in my career or how I'm doing like in my life, and really kind of putting a spotlight on myself, which you know, I feel like I always need to work on a little bit more as life gets away from us. So thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I'm not going to talk much because it'll make me cry. It just means so much to me to know that this space we've created gives you that opportunity to reflect. And I hope that that's happening for everyone here. And yeah, you know what? It's giving me the opportunity to reflect. So we're going to keep doing it, Shauna, because this is working for all of us.
I love it.
Yeah, me too. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I am going to keep us moving because I do want to honor your time. I know that carving out an hour, we take that, it's a meaningful thing that you chose to spend an hour here with us. And I also want to let you know about something that's really taken off in the Inspired Results group ecosystem, let's call it that. And so another interesting byproduct of the masterclass, we talked about resilience in November at the masterclass. It really unlocked a lot of ideas and clarity for me. And so I've been working on this inspiring resilience framework and getting a lot of traction with it. So really sharing this content in many different ways. So if you're looking for something in your organization or your team, if you're looking for a quick hit like a lunch and learn or just a 1 hour session, I've been delivering this in 1 hour chunks, a little bit longer if you want kind of a mini workshop or a half day. And I spent 3 hours with the team yesterday taking them through this framework. It was fascinating. We first looked at how to be resilient as an individual, and then it got really good when we started talking about how do we build a resilient team and how do we pay attention to the mental, physical and emotional levels as a team. So super excited about this content. And I just wanted you to know that this is a new kind of option that we've got available. So if you're interested, reach out on email and we can book a time to talk about it. Would love to share this with you and your people. So as you sign off and head into your day, thinking about designing your 2021 with intention, we'd love to just get some more feedback. So if you could drop into the chat so that it gets you connected to your thoughts. It also inspires the rest of us to know what your key takeaway was from this masterclass today. And Nicole, thank you for always being so fluid and adaptable and playing with me in this space. Super grateful for you and what you contributed to all of us today. And Kayla and I are going to be running the masterclass in February. We don't know what we're going to do yet. We're going to wait for the inspiration to hit us. So excited to share the space with Kayla in February. It'll be the second Friday in February. Don't know the date off the top of my head. Mark your calendars. We would love, love, love to see you then. Have a great year, but most of all, I hope you have a great month, and I hope I see you in February. I'm going to open up my chat. I'm going to turn off record, and I'm going to feel inspired by you all as we head into the rest of our days. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
You're welcome.